Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Mini-Masterclass Mondays. I am Marla Renee Stewart here of the Be Successful coaching program, here to help you with your business. If you don't have my free Shadow Band Survival Guide, please make sure you pick that up. We will be having the class tomorrow, the Meta-Proof Marketing Year class, to understand how Meta works, what you can do to, improve your business, your marketing and whatnot. I just had recently another colleague get their account taken down and their IP address blocked. So don't be that person, okay? Don't be that person. So please make sure you check that out. You just go to marlareneestewart.com. Or you can just go to the link in bio to find that class to ensure that you do not get kicked off of the platform if you want to continue marketing in that way. Of course, there's lots of other ways to continue marketing, but I'm just saying. So with that said, today is all about, do you want to do coaching? Do you want to do courses? Do you want to do trainings? What exactly do you want to do? So I am here live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. So thank you all for joining me today or whenever you are viewing this. So understand, like, you have to think about what's right for you, what's right for your brand, right? Do you have products? Is it services? What do you need, right? Ultimately, you have to understand that your energy is your currency, right? So you want to choose the delivery method that really honors that. Okay. And I'm a person who loves to learn. So I'm going to try like all the things, right? Like any kind of entrepreneur business, you kind of throw, things up against the wall, throw it up against the wall, see if it sticks, right? So, but understanding when it comes to monetizing your expertise or expanding your impact, coaching, courses, trainings are the three powerhouse options in our industry, right? In the adult industry and beyond, of course, in other realms as well. But you need to know, how do you know which one is the best fit for your business? Okay. And we have to understand the answer isn't always cut and dry. Sometimes we think we want to do things and sometimes we don't, right? I just finished the pop-up in West Palm Beach, and with Eve of the Please Me podcast. And she was like, I learned that I do not want to do events, right? Because understanding like events are a lot, right? Hey, Darius. So, not everything is for everybody. But again, it's really about experimenting and seeing what you want to do, right? So what I'm going to do is, again, you're thinking about your goals, you're thinking about your audience, you're thinking about your energy, you're thinking about your delivery style. If you are able to deliver the content, the information that you need to deliver, that's going to be impactful for you, right? So let's break down the pros and cons of each so you can make informed decisions that's going to align with your brand and your vision. And ultimately, you can even try all three, right? To see which one will stick and contribute to the diversification of your funds, right? Because again, you want to have these things be diversified. So the first thing is coaching, right? So sometimes you want to think about whether that's one-on-one or whether you want to do a small group experience. The pros with coaching is that, number one, hey, Kenya, it's high touch transformation. So coaching allows you to go deep with individuals or small groups, right? And that is very intimate. That intimacy creates stronger bonds and often results in more profound mental shifts, right? They're also customizable, right? So you can tailor each session to a person's specific needs, making the service feel extra valuable and definitely worth your time. And then, of course, premium pricing, right? So high touch means higher ticket offers, which means greater ROI per client. The only thing about coaching is that it's not an easy thing, that it can be a little challenging, right? So the con about it is that they are time intensive. We have to understand that coaching requires a significant time commitment and emotional energy and labor. So being mentally prepared for this can be an issue if you're having your own personal issues. Okay. You just don't want to be, your mind can be everywhere. Scaling can also be a bit challenging, right? You can only coach so many people at once before burnout starts to maybe become a risk for you. And then, of course, ultimately the boundary work, right? Coaching can sometimes blur lines if clients maybe get too comfortable, especially in emotionally intimate or taboo related fields. Okay. So they said nothing tops investment in oneself. Exactly. Always investing in yourself is going to be number one. That is the whole point of really change, learning, growing, right? So yes, I totally agree. Always investing in oneself. Okay, so that was coaching, right? Now, the next thing is courses. Now, if you have developed a course or not, let me know. I would love to know. I would love to check it out, especially if it's your lead magnet. That would be great. But courses, guess what? They are the pre-packaged expertise. So the pros about courses are they're scalable. So once recorded, you can sell them over and over and over and over again with very little effort, right? There's lots of AI marketing tools, so many tools. So you can sell those, as greatly. There's also some passive income potential. So when paired with like a great funnel and marketing system, courses can generate income while you sleep. I'm telling you, I was so excited. I had a $600 sale from my courses. When I woke up in the morning, I was like, yes, right? Like, woo. And it's awesome making money while you sleep, right? There's nothing better than waking up and seeing, your account being like, yes, you're somebody being like, purchasing, something. So again, it's beautiful. Okay. And you can reach a wider audience, right? So this is really perfect for those who want to make education accessible and cost effective, right? So whether you're selling it at $500 or $25 or whatever, you can make it as accessible as you want it to be. But of course, there's the cons, which are the upfront time investment, right? So when you're creating a quality course, you have to understand it takes time, energy, and tech skills. So please, again, that investment on you to get those tech skills up, okay? There is some lower engagement, right? Some learners never finish self-paced courses. So transformation may vary depending on if they can get through the course. And then, of course, tech troubles. So if you're, hosting troubles, videos, downloads, how much memory you have on your computer, platforms that might not like our business, those can all be a lot to manage without a support team or the various systems that need to be put in place. Okay. So understand now, of course, all of these things can be mitigated, but again, these are things that might come up for you. And then there's trainings, right? The third thing, trainings, right? Which could be live and interactive learning, right? So you are putting it into play. And what I love about this, the pros here are the real-time feedback, right? You get to adjust based on the room's energy, what's happening, the questions, and you can modify future trainings based on your previous experiences. In addition, it really helps with community building. Live sessions foster that energy. They foster that connection among participants and create a lot of buzz, right? It gets it going. And then, of course, there's flexible formats. So webinars, boot camps, retreats, workshops, you name it, whatever, right? You can innovate here. There's all sorts of different flexible formats for doing these kinds of trainings. Now, the cons on it are that there's limited replay value. You can't replay that energy that you had in the room, right? Live trainings may not be as evergreen unless, they're recorded from a far and repurposed, right? And sometimes the replay just doesn't have the same energy as being in person, okay? There's also time zone constraints, right? International audiences may struggle with live participation, especially if they're via webcam. So if you are a brand that reaches out globally, that might be an issue. I have a few people that buy a lot of my courses who are in different countries, and they love the fact that they're recorded. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy these are recorded because I'm not going to be able to make that, right? I'm going to be sleeping or whatever that is, right? Had some people like in Singapore, even the UK, which is like 6 hours ahead. But if I'm doing my, workshop at 8 p.m. on the Eastern time, they are sleeping. Okay. Most people are sleeping, I should say. And then a performance pressure, right? Not everyone thrives under the spotlight or, like on stage. And then even if you have tech mishaps in real time, some people just kind of collapse, right? You really have to be prepared for whatever may occur. You got to think on your feet. You got to be, you got to be on top of it. So again, this comes with confidence. It comes with practice. It comes with care. It comes with prep. Okay. So trainings are the real deal. I love it. I have a training in August that I love doing for the California Institute of Integrative Studies. And I mean, really great quality training for sex therapists. So it's one of those things that like, it's really the energy of the room is so great. And it's so funny because like, after that 4 hours of training, I'm always like, I'm so energized and I could have taught more and this could have been longer or whatever, right? Like it's a really fun time. So which is best, right? There is no universal answer for that. You might start with live trainings to test your content, then turn it into a course, right? Or maybe you find deep joy in that one-on-one coaching and build a, boutique brand around it and fill up your client roster. And that feels good. So, but often the magic really happens when you kind of blend all three intentionally. Okay. So this is the true meaning behind the diversification of your income, right? So again, think about your seduction learning style. If you don't know that, please make sure you get on it. Your business bandwidth, and the kind of transformation you want to create. That's what people want, right? Do you want to teach 1,000 or transform 10 deeply, right? The answer is completely up to you. It's about what you want to do, okay? So cheers to your professional success. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can always DM me, always email me. Get tips at velvetlipssexed.com. And of course, you can always apply or check out the program is successful.biz. That's SEXCESSFUL.biz. And again, if you are marketing on Meta, please make sure that you get my free shadow ban survival guide and check out my Meta-proof marketing class. Okay. That is all I have for today, y'all. Again, yes, I love it. Nothing tops investment in oneself. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, okay? Think about that training you want to do, and if you're not on my email list, make sure you join that email list, okay? All right, y'all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you later. Bye.